So today, in today's video, I'm gonna get started right away. In today's video, I am, well, not, I'm sharing, as I've been led to, about how I have dressed up for a week on past occasions, no matter how I felt, and then this is what happened. And I'm gonna share what happened and testify. So, in essence, this is a testimony. So, I'm gonna take it back to where it all started. So, about 2017, I believe. And there's some things I will omit any names or anything like that for obvious reasons, like because I like to protect people's identity. Yeah. So I dressed up for a week, no matter how I felt. So what started this out of me dressing up for a week? What started out is a lot of times when people dress up, a lot of times I'm going to take it back to the origin of things. A lot of times why a person will dress up is sometimes because of maybe that's what society wants. It's a job interview. But what happens if you don't have a special occasion and you're contemplating wanting to dress up? You feel me? And that's where that comes in. So where it all started is that I had I had an experience. I had a thing that happened to me, and it really challenged me in an area where it made me feel like I didn't want to dress up. I didn't want to go through the beautification process at all. And that's really what it was about. And so something transpired earlier in the year, maybe the first half, if you will, in 2017. And I was just thinking to myself, I said, I need to feel better. I wasn't depressed. I wasn't sad, anything like that. It's just that a lot of times you should dress up no matter how you feel because you need it as a pick me up. And I know there's like a lot of, if you check the internet, these internets, there's a lot of, oh, you need to stay dressed up and made up. You being dressed up and made up is more about you, more about your mindset and about what is in here than it is about the outside. Because how do you feel when you're dressing up? You feel like a whole new person. Now you got to be careful with the origins of things, of what you get done, all the maintenance treatments, all the hair and braids or whatever it is. So as long as you're following what the Lord is telling you to do, you'll be fine. So that's the area I was in. That's the short version of everything. Hello, everybody. I am sharing about dressing up for a week, no matter what. And if I ever do it again, this ain't for a week. This is just for today. Um, we'll see. I'm not sure if I'll be allowed to share it with you all if I do it again. But I'm sharing about the times I've done it. So that's where the story started. I went through something earlier in that year in 20, I think it was 2017, and I said to myself, I need to feel better. Not feeling no type of way, just I needed to pick me up. So here's the beautiful thing about God. He God goes before us and he can already foresee what you need before we ever ask. And so before we ever ask, God knows what we need. So God nudged me. He said, I need you to dress up for a week. At the time, this was pre-COVID, okay? um, God said, I need you to dress up for a week no matter how you feel. I'm like, well, what do I have in the closet? Go through the whole ordeal. That's fine. So I went ahead and picked out what I had. And then I said, I'm gonna go in. This is, mind you, mind you, I went in to an office, so pre-COVID. So I went in there. I went in there the first day. Now I don't have the ability to share the photos, but maybe some other time I will share the photos, or if I have an ability to do it, I will. Then I went in the first day. Had people kind of look me up and down. And for me, it was more about me doing what God told me to do because I needed to be in a better mood. And because I didn't know the outcome of by the end of the week that I get done dressing up, putting the effort into it, what that reward was going to be as well. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So dressed up the first day, they kind of looked at me a little weird because this was a place of which I'm not going to name the establishment because it ain't about that. Um, they looked at me and they normally dress casual, wear jeans on a certain day of the week, stuff like that, right? Cool. I went in there anyway. What I found is on the first day I didn't really feel like it, but I pushed myself, and by the end of the day I felt so much better. I wasn't fishing for compliments. Me, I wasn't fishing for that. I just wanted to see what is the end result of me taking this challenge on. So really God gave me a challenge. And so first day, okay. Hey, how you doing? You look nice. What up? Cool. When I went to bed that night, it's like when I went to bed, this was the first part. I went to bed with an expectation, like, okay, I got to get up again and dress up again. What am I going to wear next time? It already put me into a habit. I have heard, scientifically speaking, that it takes a maximum of 30 days for you to get into a habit. Now, I didn't do this for 30 days. Now, that'll be something if I do it for 30 days, and I think it would be fun. We'll see if I'll be allowed to do it. it basically sharing it. Um, yeah. So I went to bed with that expectation, and I think the second day, I said, I'm gonna just choose a solid color. I'm gonna go pick out these heels. I ain't touched this lipstick in a while. Let me put it on. Matte lipstick. That was about around the time the matte lipstick started to get kind of popular and stuff like that. I went in there the second day into work. Oh, you look nice. I wasn't looking for that. Mind you, I wasn't fishing for no compliments. I felt better. I got up. I felt better. I wanted to get a cup of coffee. It actually made me feel better. The effect had already started from me just taking the first step and doing what God had told me to do. Hi, Jaden. Stephen, this is alive. This is a live, not a recording. It is a live. We're live recording, so this is live. Okay. So on the second day, I went in there. I said, I'm going here with a power color, solid color. Okay, I went in there, put on the heels, slicked the hair back. Let's do this. I went on, and the thing about it is, I just went into work as if I had went in there with jeans and a t-shirt. Sat down there in the office, all this pre-COVID, and I went ahead and went on about my business and worked throughout the day. The second day, I was like, okay, I was excited. What we gonna wear for day 3? And there's something about just starting the beginning of something while you're in the middle of the process that some people will get stuck in the end result that they forget about the journey on the way. I felt great. I said after the first day I ain't felt like it, but after about the second or the third day, I'm like, okay, what we wearing next? What can we find? I was about ready to wear everything in my closet. Do you hear me? And I still ain't got to everything now. Years later, I ain't got to wearing everything. So I went in there. I forgot what I wore day 3. They're like, you dressing up. I think by then, the team I was working with, they had, oh, this another day you done come in here? Yeah, I'm working. No, I mean, I know I'm coming in here like this, but just don't mind me. I'm coming in here working just as normal. Because I didn't want to call too much attention. I was like, let me just, this is something between me and God at the time. So it's like, I'm just going to do it even though y'all don't understand. And then day 4, I think day 4, I kind of relaxed a little bit with it, but I was still kind of keeping it up. And I mean, when I dressed up, it wasn't just, okay, let me wear a nice top like this nice yellow top here from Temu. I was the hair, the makeup, color coordination, and everything. Maybe one day I'll be allowed to share it. And by day 4, I was like, man, I think I can do this every day. Day 5, I had started doing something a little bit different with my hair. And um at that point I was just like, how can I keep this up? Fast forwarding to the end of the week, which included Saturdays and Sundays, then I felt better. And to think that had I just like been like, nah, I'm not gonna do this, God, I feel crappy on day 1. That's how I felt. I didn't feel like doing it. Literally before day 3 and 4, I started to feel better. And it let me know that, one, God always has his best interest in heart when it comes to you. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have towards you, plans to prosper you and to give you an expected end. The expected end is for me to feel better at the end of it. But because God needed me to trust him, he didn't tell me the end result. He just been, hey, dress up for a week. Huh? Followed the first step. And as each day followed, he gave me something new to dress up with. Okay, now I need you to try a solid color. Now I need you to do this with your hair. Now I need you to wear that lipstick. Now I need you to wear that. Now I need you to do this. I need you to wear the shoes to go with this, this, and this. You ain't wore this in a while. Pull that out the closet, type of thing. And that's the beauty of it. God will give you one step to see if you're going to follow it, and then he will give you the next step when you follow it, and before you know it, you will have made a whole entire path, not for yourself but for those who are going to come behind you that are going through the exact same thing that you probably won't. You will either meet them maybe one time and never speak to them again, or either you're going to meet them in the future after you're done with your instructions that God gave you. And then I let a couple years roll by. And then 2019, I tried it again. I this was still pre-COVID, 2019. Still working in the office. And so with this 2019, the second time I tried, the second wave, if you will, if you want to call it that, I said I was either just feeling like all I was doing was working. All I was doing was working. God said, I need you to dress up for a week again. What? I said, okay, cool. This time I kind of kept it more like more instead of casual dress up, more dress up. I brought out everything that he told me to bring out. And I got pictures to it. I wish I could insert the pictures in here. So I may have to do record a video if I'm allowed to in the future. So I went on day 1. You coming in here dressed up? I wasn't fishing for compliments. On day 1, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was excited, but I still didn't feel like it. So it was almost mimicking like the first round, the first time I did it back in 2017. And so I just kept on with it. But this time God asked me to take pictures every single time of each outfit. I think I found all 5 of them too. So day 2, I got one of them solid colors out. Hello, Josh. Is it Dunay? Josh Dunay? Yeah. I pulled out a solid color. I pulled out the chunky heels, the wedges, everything that I thought I could find. And then I started mixing and matching with things too. It might have been the third day or the fourth day that I had been coming to work pre-COVID, 2019, the second time I tried to do this. Not tried, the second time I actually did it because I got the photos to prove it. I had already started excited, but I hadn't felt like it. And then each passing day, I'm like, man, I'm telling you, the second time around, I noticed that there was kind of like there was a pep in my step. And it wasn't me dressing up, it was just the fact that God wanted to use something as simple as dressing up to, one, get my attention, two, to get me to feel better by the end of the week, if not before. And it definitely happened before, both times. Three, just to exercise my faith. Because if you trust me to instruct you to dress up every day of the week for a week, no matter how you feeling, that was the key. No matter how I felt, and nearly every day, I woke up either okay. I'm thankful that I woke up, but maybe something else was going on. The first day, almost always in both instances, I didn't feel like doing it at all. I'm gonna be honest with you because we're human beings. Let's just be real about it. But the second day, might have not felt like doing it, but I felt better after the first day. Then the third day, better than the second, and so forth. Hello, Julia. Hola, ¿cómo estás? By day 5, I was walking with, well, by day 5, but definitely before, I was walking with a pep in my step. That's all I know. And none of it was me. It was all of God. When I tell you, Bentonville, Arkansas. I hope you're doing good. I hope the storm hasn't visited you all over there either. We're talking about how I dressed up for a week, no matter how I felt. And one thing I noticed, and I'm on the second time around, so just to go up on the channel so you can run it back. But I'm talking about the second time around in 2019, still pre-COVID. No, not where we live, by a little bit north of us. Okay. I'm glad y'all weren't affected. I'm so glad. Yeah, but to get back on topic here, just so I'm not rambling. By the second time I did it, what I noticed what was different from the first time. The first time it was more about feeling better and trusting God. The second time was more about focusing on doing it no matter what, no matter how I felt, no matter if I felt like I wanted to sneeze and clear the room, or no matter if I felt like not wanting to talk to nobody, or I felt like I just want to have a whole bowl of ice cream. That was the focus I noticed the second time around that I dressed up for a week, no matter how I felt. That is what I noticed. Each time I felt better, but there was a different result each time. The first time taught me to trust God with each step by step of what he gives me day by day. That gives me a whole new appreciation and understanding for when God says, give us this day our daily bread. He was literally giving me my daily bread by a simple task of just dressing up every day for a week. I want you to dress up every day for a week. He was giving me daily bread because not from one day to the next did I know until he told me the day of, this what you're wearing. Or maybe the night before, or maybe a little bit before midnight or whatever. Not one day to the next did I know, okay, well, I already know what I'm gonna wear. No. The day of, hey, this is what you wearing, this is what you doing, this is what you doing with your stuff. Give us this day our daily bread. You might have to meditate on that for a while before you understand it. Give us this day our daily bread. Every day. Something as simple as I want you to dress up for a week. And sometimes if you're given a task like that, you'll miss it. If you be like, nah, I ain't doing that, fam. I ain't doing that. I don't know what you're talking about, God. Okay. Not even realizing that there's something so much greater on the other end of that for you. Because I had did it the first time in 2017, by the time he asked me to do it nearly 2 years later in 2019, both pre-COVID, I already had the faith from the first time to do it the second time. So he decided to give me something else in additional for the second time. Do you feel me? Now, I can't imagine what's going to happen if we do it a third time. I'm just saying. And I stumbled across them photos and I'm like, oh. Man, I'm so glad I got the permission to share and to testify about that, because something as simple as that, he used the first time to build my faith more so than what it already was at that time. And then the second time he used that to be like, okay, you got the faith for it. You kept that from the last time. Now I'm finna give you something else. And with God, he's a loving God. Now he a God that'll hold you accountable. But more than likely, when he holds you accountable, it has more to do with you not listening to what he told you the first time, or the very last time, or what was most recent. That's all. So the second time, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna have you to focus on, no matter how you feel, I'm gonna need you to focus on the task I gave you. You got the faith for it, and that's what you needed. Could you imagine had I not followed what God told me to do? Could you imagine? Because I had the faith from the first time, then I had the faith to continue no matter how I felt the second time. And that part was incredible. That was incredible. Now, as far as if you're trying to get into do this, first things first, I would ask God about it, because I'm just a human being, but God knows best to do with you with what he wants to do with you. And so he might not ask you to dress up a whole week. He might ask you to do something else entirely that fits, that's custom made to you. That's the beautiful thing of having a relationship with God. If you don't, I do encourage you to do that. Now's the perfect time. Couple things I found to be helpful. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. During both times, God will withhold no good thing from you, from those who love God and who walketh upright. And faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Those three scriptures. I'm not saying those are the only ones you need, but those are the ones that stood out to me, that helped me along, that I didn't even realize were in activation when it was happening. Now I'm not gonna stretch this any further, but I've talked about dressing up for a week and how I dressed up for a week no matter how I felt. I have shared what has happened in 2017 when the first time I did it. I shared what happened in 2019 when the second time I did it. And we'll see if there'll be a third time or a multiple time or multiple back-to-back accounts of it, and if I'll be allowed to share. But if you don't remember anything else from this, please take this from me sharing this testimony, that when God is nudging you to do something, it is always for your best interest. He has your safety in mind. He has your future in mind. He is very often 10, 20, hundreds of thousands of steps ahead of us, because he knows what's best for us. And he knows if we follow one step behind him, one day at a time, and give us our daily bread, our daily instruction from one to the next, that by the time we look back and we've completed the whole entire task of all those string of instructions, we'll be in a much better place than when we actually started. I'm not sure what playlist I'm going to add it in, But if I do, it'll be at the end of this live stream. Thank all of you for participating. Hope all y'all are safe during the storm. But if you would like to see this or you're just joining, run it back because I'm going to put it up on the channel. I thank God for something as simple as being nudged to dress up. Because that's why I'm here before y'all today, dressed up. Y'all can't see the full outfit. But until next time.